Hello, viewers. I'm SB, and welcome back to Phoenix Point Terror from the Void, where today we are looking for some tech. We gotta get some tech together so that we can build up this base over here the way we need it. R&D 9 is gonna have to get some improvements. So, what do we really need if we want to make this a place where we can have a team based? We need a medical bay, which is going to require a little bit of tech. We already have living quarters on staff. We get a research lab that we could repair if we could get some more tech. So honestly, like, the medical bay is the only thing we need. And we can talk about other stuff later. So the vehicle bay is not totally functional, and that's going to eat a little bit of our tech as well. We'll go ahead and repair that because we are going to need that up as well. Yeah, okay. So let's go trade for some tech. We definitely have the food necessary. So like here, this will be a fine place to do it. We need 50 tech in total, so yeesh. Well, you rarely see a place where there's very much of it available, right? Obviously, it would be better to just hit a mission that will give us some tech, but if we just fly around exploring sites all day, there's a very good chance that all we discover is havens, and we end up with nothing. And I'm not sure that I want to be getting into fights right now. Like, at the very least, let's go and secure some tech first, and then we'll talk about it from there. And we definitely would like to pay food for it if we can, because food is the thing we are currently heavy on. So yeah, we need a place that's... This is not bad. 9 food for 2 tech, and we can get 94. Let's make that happen. So we'll fly out there with the Manticore. The Tiamat's still doing stuff. Tiamat has discovered Fort Liberté. Our operatives have arrived at a new Jericho haven called Fort Liberté. I'm assuming it's supposed to be pronounced that way. It looks like the people here are in mourning after a recent conflict with another human faction left many dead. Commander Bella blames Synedrion, but it's not entirely clear what actually happened. Apparently, there was a firefight near one of the gates in the middle of the night, and figures who seemed to be wearing Synedrion armor stole several crates of supplies. Several new Jericho soldiers died in the raid, including the commander's nephew. Well, I would rather push my Synedrion stuff up if I can, now that we've uncapped them. Let me talk to them about this. Let me see what they say. Synedrion representatives assure us they had nothing to do with what happened. The culprits may have been raiders with Synedrion equipment. A shipment of armor was hijacked recently. This information seems to change Commander Bella's mind, at least to the point where he's no longer certain, and so it's all positives everywhere forever. You don't see that outcome very often. Okay, so here we have another base, which is cool, and we should definitely check that out sometime.
Construction complete.
Okay, the construction of your cybernetics lab is complete. You will now be able to augment soldiers, replacing their natural limbs with powerful cybernetics. Each augmentation reduces the maximum delirium a character may have by 1/3, and also immediately removes that much delirium from the character. To augment a soldier, head to personnel, hit augment, edit unit, and then hit augment. So I'm not actually going to do it, but I just want to see the screen. I'm sure it's going to take resources we don't have access to yet. This feels like a tech-heavy process. You're about to augment your first soldier. The character can have up to 2 body parts replaced this way. Once an augmentation is installed, the soldier will not be able to revert back to their natural limbs. However, augmented body parts can be swapped with different cybernetic parts. Augmented parts are immune to bleeding, resistant to viral damage, poison, and paralysis. Makes sense. Damaged cybernetics can be repaired after battle, but has a cost. In addition, each bionic augmentation reduces the maximum delirium the character can have and removes up to that much delirium. Augmenting a character will reduce their stamina to 0. Sure, you need recovery time. That makes sense. So what do we have access to right now? We have a Clarity Head, which gives immunity to mind control and the basic bionic augmentation bonuses. It adds 3 stamina, and I'm assuming this this removes any bonus you could get from a helmet, right? The Juggernaut torso allows you to breach walls and solid constructs by walking through them. That's fucking awesome. Extend an energy shield in a given direction. It obviously nukes your stealth. 45 armor. 45 armor is significant. This seems really good. I'm not wild about the clarity head necessarily. But the torso seems great. And the armadillo legs. No damage is suffered when landing from any height. Goo does not give you slowed, and you can traverse goo-covered tiles at no additional cost. Okay, and they're all plus accuracy. All of them, of course, very heavily armored. Yeah, these two are compelling. I'm not gonna mess with these right this second because everything is so expensive, but that's certainly interesting. And I'm glad we built the lab. So one thing that we learned how to build that I don't really understand the use of is these archaeology probes. We should maybe put a couple of these in queue just to see. Scans for antediluvian sites. So it's not clear to me exactly how they're used or anything. Let me get my other thing built. But let me spend the tech on the other thing we need to spend tech on first.
Research complete.
All right, Mindfragger eggs researched. It's another 100 of those. Okay, this is mutagens. Mutagens is this resource. It's interesting that it says +0 because are we not generating mutagens? Maybe there's something I need to do to enable the actual flow of them. The Myrmidon autopsy is that we can reverse engineer fire grenades. So 20 blast damage, 30 fire damage. No shred. Not sure if I think those are worth building. And then mutagens, materials. I'm sure the autopsies have more use than just the thing that's being shown to us here. Land vehicle with a built-in medical facility is certainly interesting. Synthetic toxins. You know what? Now that we actually have our cybernetics lab up, let me see about this. Let me see what we get from an advanced thing. And also personnel. So, okay, the people in this base have, for the most part, they have nothing. They have no armor and no immediate gear. You probably don't actually need a grenade. So we'll give you this. 18 materials and 9 tech. 9 tech is rough. I will do that. But for right now, I'm just making sure you have stuff. Okay, so y'all came in with nothing. Well, we gotta build some armor. Okay, so you are a heavy. You have natural pistol proficiency. We haven't really decided what to do with you. We have a magazine for that. What is this? This is a Grom autocannon, which we don't have ammo for. But like for the moment, if we had to pull you into combat, we have this and this that we can put on you. So we need, let's see, we set you up like that. Okay, we need armor and legs for a heavy before we have another person ready to go. So armor and legs for a heavy. This is going to cost us some tech. So our armor and legs for heavy would be the golem body set. -8 accuracy, -20% stealth. You know, it might make more sense to make this guy the first cybernetic dude because the plus accuracy on the Kool-Aid body is certainly something. Now, obviously, that does not have the jump jets on it. This Praetorian armor is... Let's limit this to armor that's supposed to be used by heavies. So, okay, we also have access to this Guardian armor. Doesn't have the jets, still has -7% accuracy. Pretty bad stuff, honestly, it seems like. So yeah, maybe our plan should actually be to augment you. I don't hate the plan. So if I'm going to augment you, what are we looking at in terms of costs here? 44 and 350. I don't know why the material cost is red, because we have that. I mean, that's pretty slick. Be tougher than holy hell. Okay, so that's a thing that we could potentially be doing that's not manufacturing based. So the next person, would we give them the legs too? Possibly, probably, maybe. We should go look at the legs. Okay, so if we're talking about heavy leg armor, -6 accuracy, -4 accuracy. It does feel like, stealth aside, it does feel like there's a pretty huge benefit to using the cybernetics on heavies. Okay, so let's assume we're going to do that. The next one down is an assault. A burgeoning assault with sniper rifle access if she wants it, which is interesting. We do have a Phoenix AR for an assault, which is pretty good news. Can manufacture you some ammo without really dipping into the tech pool very much. Yeah, we're very constrained. Let's give you one of these. And then I need to put together a suit of some kind of armor for you. So let's say armor that's intended for assaults without looking at any other stuff. The standard Odin body armor, 20 armor, basically no other stats. What else have we learned? 18 armor, but it does lower your stealth. That's fun. 20 armor with some accuracy and speed. So the Synedrian assault gear is better, for sure. There's a very slight armor reduction on the leg and helmet, but they all give accuracy boosts. Like this piece in particular is pretty nice, I think. So let's get one of those in the queue. Just so the manufacturing area is always working on something. And I just have the one production queue, despite having 2 production bases. I don't know. Whatever. We're flying. We're moving. We're going places. Go ahead and explore. Okay, here we need to engage in a little bit of trade. I'll absolutely give you all of that for all of this. Feeling pretty good about it, actually. Then we could come down here and trade materials for food. There's another, or materials for tech. There's another food for tech trade available here, though. So let's make that the priority. Seems like the Tiamat has finished exploring and has discovered that it is just a Jericho base. Because of course it is, because that's always what it is. Our helmet is complete. Love to get some more tech from you if you wouldn't mind. Okay. That's enough to build some stuff. Although at this point I might actually be short raw materials, right? For the body? No, it was only 350. Oh, that's instant. You just press the button and it happens. That's fucking crazy. How did it not take us a bunch of time to build that? You know? So I'd love to give him the legs too, to be perfectly honest with you. This does not leave us with the resources necessary to produce anything in the lab, though. And I do feel like we should be running Synedrian assault gear here, because we can buy the augments as a last moment notice thing. Yes, let's get the body armor running. Okay, we're putting the teams together. There's going to be some sort of ramshackleness to our gear and whatnot for a little while, but we're getting on it. I did not start the construction of the medical bay before running out of materials. Sorry, while I'm here, let's trade food for your stock of materials as well. But I really need a good recovery mission. 4 for 5 materials. Yeah, let's fly over here. This will be good for us. Y'all explore. Phoenix Project, the game. At New Athens, a group of young people are developing a holographic game based on the history of the Phoenix Project. People need something fun to do when they're not fighting to survive, and even in this dark time, games are still valued. I would think they would be valued more. The game is set in the 1960s and 70s and follows the Phoenix Project's operatives as they solve mysteries around the world. Players have to survive tactical missions to various locations while also keeping track of their diplomatic relationships with the nations that provide funding. The main problem the young developers face, apart from the eternal lack of resources and time, is access to historical information about the Phoenix Project, much of which remained classified even after its existence was revealed to the public. Should we share some of our archive data with them? It's possible that other factions will see this as an act of propaganda, but that would be a wild way to take it. No, our history is worth sharing. The developers are amazed. From the struggle between Director of Operations Newton Sumrall and the American government to Administrator Irina Semyonova's conflict with the KGB, from the eccentric ideas of Randolph Symes to the tragic story of the Phoenix 2 mission to the moon, there is a vast wealth of material for them to draw on. Hopefully their game will help spread awareness of how long and hard the Phoenix Project has fought for Earth. So actually, only Synedrian liked that. Well, is what it is. Steel aircraft is probably not where I want to be. I know we want more aircraft. No, I'm not going to steal their aircraft. I was thinking about it. I was definitely considering it for a minute there. Okay, let us at the very least get medical running in this base. Okay. Whew. And then I kind of do, I guess, want to just fly around exploring sites. We got to just find a cache of rewards somewhere, right? We need to do a mission where we loot a bunch of crates and bring home a bunch of stuff. The Tiamat 3 has discovered an old factory that seems to have been temporarily used as the headquarters of a military recon unit of some kind. What's happened to them is unclear, but they've left behind a wealth of information. Okay, we got a couple of couple of new sites. 3 scavenging at Brothers at War. So there's an old abandoned vehicle there. Do we have any sense of where the other site is? It's one that'll have a little, like, flashing icon on it, but I guess, but there's a lot of stuff to look at in these views. I mean, I'm curious about that. Recovering an abandoned vehicle could be cool for us. While our supply of functional soldiers is still low, vehicles can really help us build out functional ground teams, right? I don't know if... So do we want to try this? Like, we could send our people out and see about actually knocking this out. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Let's head over there. It's gonna take us a while to fly there because, you know, the blimp is slow, but let's see what we can do. Our operatives have set down in a small town. Most of the buildings have been destroyed in some sort of battle. However, one building remains intact, and it looks like it's a museum. It turns out this was an automotive museum, displaying some of the oldest cars and trucks that were invented at the start of the 20th century. After breaking in, our operatives have been through the galleries, evaluating what we can take and use. In a way, it feels wrong. But if humanity is going to have a future, we need to make use of anything that we can. I don't think that feels wrong, and I'm super happy about the resources. That's all very compelling. Yeah, let's keep checking out stuff over here. We've fully recovered all of our stamina, but we do need to stop in somewhere where there's medical. At this point, letting the medical bay finish here is probably about as fast as flying home to our our old medical bay. Our real medical bay, like the other one's fake. Okay, let's get that Phlegathon leg armor going. And then we have a fully outfitted assault. Okay, that's just a place to hang out. Vehicle bay is functional at R&D 9, so we can dock there now, which is going to be important if we ever want to use it for medical. Crew of Phoenix Alpha are fully healed and rested. Okay. Was there something going on with Phoenix Alpha? Which one is... I don't know. It doesn't matter. Okay, Tiamat's almost where it's going. And you are, I guess, just going to keep searching. Oh, wait, this was a site where we did a recovery mission? And because it's gray, I think it's the thing that was that in the past. Okay, recover vehicle. It is a daylight to medium threat mission. Take control of vehicle somewhere in the site and evacuate with it. Everybody's going to be after you until you do it. Let's try it. So, the Junker, Broken Mark, Rose, Violet Rose Gaines, and Citizen Eileen. Sorry, I twitched. We have a variety of levels of competence. Are y'all skilled up? No. Okay. It's important we do that before we go. So... I don't think Consume Mist is going to be relevant here. Because you have the parasymbiotic interface, you don't and will never have the basic turret skills, right? Because we can't apply the backpack that would have them on it, I think. I'm really not sure. I'm going to take this at the risk of it maybe doing nothing and see if it does, in fact, let you use the turret. Proficiency with assault rifles might be a handy thing to learn at some point when we have assault rifles available. 10% extra accuracy per remaining AP is pretty neat. don't know that we need survivor. We don't really have that much to use it on. I'm going to take stability. And then we can pick another class. What? We don't necessarily get a huge amount out of it being assault. Well, I mean, we'll get the assault rifle proficiency for free. But I guess like there are other things about being assault that are nice. The ability to dash and stuff. To be perfectly honest with you, I almost wanted him to be able to be berserker. Being able to deploy decoys would probably be useful. You know, I'm going to give you infiltrator training. We are for sure going to take deploy decoy. Even though that's coming out of Phoenix's end at this point. And then we can do the surprise attack into neural feedback thing if we want to spend the rest of Phoenix's skill points. And this at least gives you some utility, even if we kind of can't... even if we kind of can't figure out exactly what to do with you for the moment. Like this gives you the ability to stun people, just pop up and stun people, and that is definitely something. And then Rose is mostly pretty spent up. I'm going to grab aimed burst. And then I think hold out from there. And Citizen Eileen has leveled up enough to be able to get... Let's take Gunslinger. Okay. People are as ready for battle as they're getting. Let's deploy the squad. So we want to move fast here. We don't want to stay in combat any longer than we have to because this team is not really all that good at fighting. Hopefully the vehicle that we get control of will provide us some utility in battle immediately. We can probably even just keep rolling with it. Okay, locate, reach the vehicle as fast as you can, then evacuate with it. So, do we know where the vehicle is? Is this... No, we have to get sight of it, and then we have to bring it back to this corner. Okay. Well... So let's take a look at this thing. The Junker, we haven't played with this yet. It does move quite a distance. Both of the weapon modes cost 2 AP to use. And I assume, like most vehicles, it provides... Oh, it does not, in fact, provide cover just to stand up against it. You can load people into it, but it does not provide automatic high cover like our other vehicle does. So that's interesting.
Ready, willing, and able.
So let's start with the technician. And run up to here and see if we see anything. We do not. Not a huge surprise, I suppose.
Let's show 'em what we can do.
Hate that she can't get to cover without losing her ability to shoot, but whatever. And then you can make a run pretty far up. We just have no idea where anything is, which really sucks. The Jagged Lords. You're facing a gang called the Jagged Lords. Allies within 20 tiles of the leader have return fire. Don't love that. So we have a minigun and we have a grenade launcher. They each carry 8 shots. Okay. Range on this thing's like out to there. Okay, and I wouldn't want to try to use this cannon at this range. But now that we've revealed somebody, we can see about whether or not Citizen Eileen can do something at this range. You know, honestly, the odds of her hitting something are not terrible. And she's in the open, but she's so far back. All right, knocked one of his arms off. That's pretty fun. You still have Overwatch possibility, but like I'm certainly not going to try to shoot that guy. He's probably just leaving the map anyway now that his arm's busted. And all we really know about the map still is that we don't see anything of value. All right. If somebody comes around this corner, you fucking blast them. You don't even get Overwatch. I can kind of just like run you forward. You don't necessarily need cover if you're in a position where you just aren't exposed to enemies, where there's just a big wall in front of you. The Junker cannot move anymore and also shoot. I think there's not a lot of value, I think, in running it out ahead of everybody. I'm just going to end the turn. Okay, there's Silver. He is, or Sliver, rather. He is a melee unit. Worth noting. He is in a position where I feel very comfortable trying to hit him with a grenade. Okay. Vehicle armor is fairly heavy, but obviously it will shred over time, so we need to not overexpose the thing. Apparently I don't have vision of that guy. And from here, I think I would have vision of him, except the Junker is blocking him. So what does the cannon shot look like? He doesn't have much in the way of armor. I wish I thought that I was going to be stripping the building here, you know? Yeah, I suppose that is worth remembering, is that this guy probably has return fire right now. If I drop a grenade on him such that he loses his arms, then obviously that will deal with that. Let's see how much damage we can get. Okay, well that was enough to let him take return fire on me, which I don't love. Is return fire once per round? I assume it is. Well, yeah, once per turn. Okay. So presumably the other characters can now attack him. Arc too high impacted on the building. So okay, yeah, you are in fact allowed to throw your turret and to deploy it normally. Okay, I thought it was an ability of the back arms that let you do it, but apparently it's just proficiency is good enough. Okay, well, that being the case, I can run out here. I can throw the turret. I wonder how likely I am to lose this turret. Things like I'm a little afraid to just throw it out, like throw it here and try to take cover or try to use the cover because I'm afraid it won't be able to shoot over. But I guess I'm not using your turn very effectively without committing the thing, and I don't get to see this turn. I have to wait until next turn. Okay. We don't have ammo for your gun. So I might be better off just moving you. Or like using you to throw a decoy. Yeah, maybe. I wish there was a window. Let's see here. Like, Rose can run out to here. Probably gut this guy pretty bad and then just jump back into cover.
Let's do this.
No. Yeah, this should be straightforward enough. And then gosh, I wish we had eyes on anything, you know? All right, I think that alone is an argument for full movement out to the side here. Oh, you stopped. Not sure why you stopped. Okay. We could just hop in the vehicle. Or I could, with what's left of my movement here, I can kill and run plus the rest of my natural movement and maybe make it across the road. The thing is, without us, like, there's going to be more of these dudes, right? There's going to be a bunch more of these dudes. I just have no idea where. So why don't I take my free move over to here. Okay, and we spot it. Interesting.
Moving to coordinates.
And then maybe just stop right here. I'm not trying to be a coward, but like, the rest of us need some time to catch up. Don't want to put myself in good grenading territory. Let's just run up here for now. I just gotta, like, move up. Okay, we gotta find this fucking vehicle. We gotta get out of here. Okay, so they have a passel of melee troops.
My turn.
Which is pretty alright. As far as stuff goes for us. That's the heavy who's leaving. Or the whoever it was who's leaving. Okay, throwing grenades. I said I wanted to be wary of putting myself in a really grenadable position, and apparently I was not wary enough. But hey, you get to do your thing for the first time ever. I don't actually think I do want to aim primarily at the helmet, although it's looking like I'm not getting much of a read on the other body parts. I can't take the fist out in one shot, but I could take it in two. It is remarkable how little total damage this does. So I can't remove the head. Okay, but I lit you up now. We get a very easy 1 AP quick aim kill off of that.
Ready to engage. Target down.
Allowing me to follow it up with an aimed burst if I want to. I think I do. So you have a little bit more armor. Yeah, any shot that goes into that body armor is actually not doing very much. Maybe before I do any of that kind of stuff, I want to do this kind of stuff. Let's see what kind of armor damage we can do. followed by just fucking drilling the guy. Okay, that's an arm down and you're bleeding, but non-lethally. Close, though. Which makes me want to use my aimed burst
Ready to engage.
on this other guy who we can suddenly see, who is considerably less armored. Nice.
Kill confirmed.
Okay. So you're still in perfect shape. And we have the sniper and we have Broken Mark here. Free aim for the coat. I could probably get a leg and prevent him from making the distance to threaten us. There we go. And then, with none of your fancy abilities, I think what I really want here is to put this guy in a position where he can shoot that guy. Can I get up on something? Yes, but remarkably, the only tall cover position doesn't allow me to shoot. That said, I can take a position that does allow me to shoot and then move for the cover, but like, I don't know for sure that I'll be able to do that. I can't believe I can't see him from here, but I can see him from there. Ugh, how bad is my aim? It's not that bad. That sounded like a miss, though. I didn't hear any of the sounds that I associate with a man being killed by gunfire. Okay, well, I did that in the way that allowed me to still move out to cover. Yeah, I don't care for that at all. You're just gonna watch across the street here. If this dude makes it over, he is getting pasted. And you're not gonna move any closer this turn. Okay, he's making a different play. His movement's all fucked up. Ah, we see it. It is, of course, as far away as it could possibly be. Really, really goes without saying. So, as far as we know, it's pretty safe to just try to make it across now, right? In theory, this guy refunds his AP. I can also just smash this dude, right? Like, yeah. I got my AP back. Do I want to go collect my turret? I probably should collect my turret. What a very silly way for that to go. You two should push forward, though. This guy's still not going to bleed out on this next turn, but he's going to get really close. And I don't want to spend real ammunition on him. We can make pistol magazines for this pistol, so I guess it's fine to just tap him as we run past. Okay. I'm just trying to get to cover, but I can't. So yeah, I guess I take the forwardmost covered position that's available to me. Let's move the truck now. too disruptive. Okay. We got a problem. My shot should be pretty clear from here. What do I think? Am I going to actually be able to hit you? Does it make sense to fire? The answer is probably not. No, that doesn't make sense either. And if the answer is probably not, the thing is, it's probably going to take, my guess is that the truck can't activate this thing. It's just a feeling. So I probably don't want to separate it from the people too much. Obviously, we could load somebody into it and use its extremely high movement speed to get us distance coverage that way, but I don't think that affects the decision to stop moving this turn. Yeah, and I don't want to get, you know what, if anything, I should put myself further up this way in an attempt to be harder for that guy to land random hits on from a distance. Because I am a pretty large target. Let's roll all the way forward to here. As far as we know, that's the only one of them on the map at the moment. Okay, interesting. He went to Overwatch. Can't say I think that's a very good play. Let's move you up to here. Should we reapply our vision of him? Like at this range, even if I did cross his cone, he's not going to hit me. And I can attempt to dump a grenade on him. We fight very safely from this distance. Okay, pretty good.
I'm prepared.
Irina, what do you have as far as that guy goes? Probably a pretty solid shot is the answer. Oh, wow. She hit one of his arms. That's incredible.
I'm on the move.
I'm calling her Irina because Irina is the name of sniper. The name of the idea of sniping in my head. But obviously that's Citizen Eileen, who is very good at her job. Let's go ahead and grab my turret back up. And I feel pretty comfortable crossing in the open at this point. Back here. Rose can make it all the way to the next building. I don't know if it's safe to climb up, because this would leave me pretty exposed if there's anybody in the back corner. Let's move to the bottom of the ladder and see what we see. Okay, that makes me feel fairly secure. Although I guess up isn't really where I want to be. I want to be forward. Could scramble up and over because the door here is blocked by some kind of machinery.
Moving.
Okay, the Junker will continue to provide that fire support. I can move over here safely. He's definitely not going to be able to overwatch me with only one functional arm. Okay, new guy spawned over there. This new guy should also be pretty much right in range of the sniper. Close enough that I can actually target the arm. Although I want to make sure I'm looking at the torso enough that if the shot doesn't hit just right, we still get damage. Nope. Just lasering people's arms off all day, every day. Why don't you run over here and grab whatever this is? Some ammo for a Yat. That's not even good. Okay. Like I said, just hanging out in the open near the sniper seems actually very safe, remarkably safe. Use the junker. No, I cannot fit the junker through that space. I thought I was going to be able to jam through this hallway. So Rose is going to be alone for a minute when she gets out this side. She just has to make the distance to the vehicle, and then we have to have the vehicles work together to get home. I mean, it looks safe. It looks like there's nothing back here. The junker... I guess we're expecting that we're going to have to drive that thing probably this route back, right? So... the thing is, I want to stay active. I want to stay in a position where I can be an active threat to this side of the map. So I think maybe we just don't move the junker very much. Or at all. I'm not going to move it at all. Nor am I going to move the sniper. I think we're in good cover positions here. Okay. Hopefully this is the side you enter this thing from. Yes, please. Okay. Got ourselves a hover tank. And indeed, the hallways or the alleys over here are too narrow. So, what are we looking at here? We just have a tech arm. It has a leap. That's interesting. I think it's our AP is going to be better spent just driving, but very neat that it has a leap. What I might want to do with this guy is just try to get back toward our zone, set the turret up at the corner, and just be like ready to fight and defend there, and we just kind of spider back this way. So yeah, let's just pull you back here. I'm going to leave the sniper where she is for a turn because she's in a good spot to defend a lot of stuff. I'm going to leave you where you are because you're in a good spot to defend the other vehicle if it needs defending. Okay, that looks like a job for Citizen Eileen. Didn't quite get the body. Not a guaranteed hit. And if we did hit, I can't guarantee that I would cause enough damage for you to bleed out. So should I instead just overwatch the shit out of you? Okay. We can get this thing about halfway across the map. I think the junker can start moving ahead here. Just like hold a position over here. And I didn't put any effort into taking this guy down. If we miss our sniper shot, it actually could be kind of ugly. Maybe I should have been more secure about this. Like, I could have Rose pop out. Rose probably has a shot.
Aiming.
Not the best shot in the world. How bad is it? It is, he is at 3 HP. The answer is, he's alive and will shoot us. Well, that's not ideal. Okay, that way we're set up in case soldiers spawn along this wall. Okay, it's handled. You may as well just get back in. Didn't end up helping anybody. Didn't cost us anything, but didn't help anybody. So, start with the Junker. Kind of curious if we can do some terrain damage here. Well, left you in the open.
No!
Doesn't actually sound all that upset, weirdly. All right. Hey, look at that. The plan's working. All right, that leaves you with this many action points of movement for running away. This thing is maybe not going to be so super effective for combat if all it has is this armature on it, but I don't know. We'll figure it out. I think we are not going to pick the arm up right away. Well, I can't make it from here to the exit in a single turn, actually. So maybe I do need to pick the arm up. I was thinking, like, if the last you know, enemy, the last turn spawn shows up over here, it is going to be a little bit awkward for us. All right, Eileen's just going to haul ass. She can maybe jump in the vehicle if that ends up making sense. Actually, that probably ends up making sense. Let's grab this and then run 2 AP toward the vehicle. I don't know what its passenger capacity is, but what if we all just got in?
Rolling out.
I can't. Is there a place here where I can read what the passenger... It might be the one is all it can carry. Okay, well, I mean, that's fine. The final spawn is as a melee enemy, so we don't actually have to care about his line of sight or ability to shoot at us. Let's just make the move on foot. It turns out this thing does not have a lot of carry space. What an odd vehicle. Also, it's clear that Rose does not know how to pilot these. She's doing her best. Okay, and you... You know, one thing you got to say about the Junker here is it is fast. It's remarkably fast, even compared to the fancy stuff. Okay. Yeah, I didn't imagine that was going to be much of a problem. Okay, this went down really smoothly. I don't know, maybe we can junk it? Maybe I can sell it for parts or something? Let's have a look at it outside of the mission here before we make any pronouncements. And pretty good mission in terms of level for Eileen. There's a lot of XP. So we still need to identify the other mission location that we unearthed there, but yeah, I'm pretty happy about this one at least. Unfortunately, we didn't get any, unless we end up selling the vehicle, we didn't get any materials or tech, which are the most important things. And if this vehicle is not really good for combat, then we haven't really expanded our combat capability either, which is what we would be spending the tech and materials on. We did get a magazine for the Yat. Recovery mission over. There's not enough space in your aircraft for the new recruit. Let's send it back to Phoenix Point directly, or at least we have well, but if we can't fit it in the Tiamat right now, it's certainly not going to fit in that that tiny manticore. I probably want to send it to R&D 4 then, right? R&D 4 is, yeah. Wait, shoot. R&D, is this R&D 4? Okay, no, this is R&D 9. I wanted to send it to the place where there are units, or where there are people. Alpha. Alpha is where I wanted to send it. R&D 4 is this one. Okay, well, we'll figure it out. We'll get that fixed. So it takes up more than 2 slots, whatever it is. I think that makes sense given that the Junker is 3 slots. So Eileen has gained some points, not enough to hit her new class. And I certainly don't care about giving her PDW proficiency, so fuck that. Okay. Yeah. It's a little bit of a bummer that didn't come with any, like, real payout here. Let's just real quickly scan the globe. It didn't put those missions on my mission tracker. This is the time vault, which I suppose we probably ought to get on as well. Yeah, I don't see another flashing node indicative of the other site that we pulled, and we don't just have like a list of all of our available missions right now, do we? Objectives does say 3, and this would seem to me to only be 1 objective and then 3 warnings. How do I pull up the full objectives panel? Is there a full objectives panel? Actually, I have no idea. Does our Phoenixopedia have a current objectives panel in it? It does not. Okay. Whatever, it's fine. We'll find it eventually, or not. Honestly, maybe that'll also be fine. But yeah, we just generally need a big influx of resources, and a couple of nice recovery missions would do us a lot of good. So it's a shame that we're having such a hard time finding them. In any case, I think that's where I'm going to call this one for today. We did some okay work here. We rearranged some things. We made some successful plays. We got ourselves the weirdest tank I've ever seen. And when you come back next time, we'll be looking for some kind of way to leverage this thing, even if it just means selling it so that we can buy some guns. So come back next time for that, and we'll see you then.